said the youth of this country have spoken, and he has heard, and he has since gone to work for the youth of our country.
End SARS protests. President Buhari meets Youth and Sports Minister, appeals to protesters not to allow hoodlums hijack genuine agitations.
We need this. We need this.
Disease from blocking roads and causing hardships to people. Coalition of Indigenous People of FCT tell protesters. 24-hour curfew enforced in Edo State following attack on police stations and correctional center. Hello there, good evening, and thank you for joining us on the NTA Network News. My name is Kenan Emma Abodike. Adeola Kome Akere will be reading from Lagos. Let's start from the presidential villa, where President Muhammadu Buhari is appealing to the NSAS protesters in parts of the country not to allow their genuine agitations be hijacked by hoodlums as government strives towards fulfilling its promises for the good of all. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, made this known while briefing journalists after an audience with the president over the ongoing protest in parts of the country. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, was summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari in furtherance of his strategic engagement with critical stakeholders towards finding lasting solutions to the NSAS protest, which has gone violent in parts of the country. It was an opportunity for the minister to not only bring to the fore the demands and desire of the protesting youth for police reforms, but most importantly, appreciate the president for promptly responding to such agitations.
Mr. President said the youth of this country have spoken, and he has heard, and he has since gone to work for the youth of our country, not just as a president, but even as a father of the younger generation. And his desire is that they are well protected, that they live in a country where they enjoy their freedoms and they do not suffer from any form of police brutality. The president promised that he will ensure that the reforms, as promised, are long-lasting, and that the reforms will deliver for our country a police force that we will be proud of.
The president, who described the youth as a great resource to the country, formally appreciated them for bringing the issue of police brutality to the fore through their peaceful protest and promised to ensure that they are no longer profiled but celebrated as the nation's future lies in their hands.
Mr. President made an appeal to the Nigerian youth that this protest, wherever held, should be done in a peaceful manner. The Nigerian youth should be on their guard to make sure that elements that will infiltrate and distract them from the very purpose of their protest should be prevented from doing so. That a consideration is given for moving this protest from protest to action. Some of these demands will take time. There are processes that must take place. We live in a constitutional democracy. These processes cannot be usurped or bypassed. It must take time. Government has gone to work, and I think that by having a monitoring team, we can have the youth hold government at all levels accountable, particularly on the demands that have been made and other issues tangential to their aspirations.
The minister's engagement with President Muhammadu Buhari was held behind closed doors. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The two facilities of the correctional center in Oko and Sapele Road, Benin City, have been attacked by a protesting mob, leading to the escape of most of the inmates. Goodluck Enaini reports that valuable property were also lost in the process.
The Attackers who reportedly arrived at the scene in their hundreds launched an attack on the correctional centers, leading to release of a large number of inmates. Similarly, vehicles parked at the premises of the Oko Correction Service were vandalized, just as shops around the vicinity were not spared.
We don't know how we are going to sleep this night with our two eyes closed. So we are begging the government if they can do anything tonight to help us. Now that these guys are loose, we don't know what will happen this night.
You don't call this protest and destroy things. We want our country to be better, not vandalizing this whole thing.
Portions of the perimeter fence of the facility were taken out to facilitate the escape of the inmates. There were fatalities in the attack. The exact number of escaped inmates could not be ascertained, as the authorities declined comment indicating that the press will be briefed later. The state government has, however, imposed a 24-hour curfew in the state to arrest the unrest, following which calm has returned to most parts of the city, while some bonfires still dot a few locations. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
Now, let's chat with the Edo State Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, who is in Benin City at the moment. Your Excellency, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
How does the state, all right, how does the state feel about the development in Edo?
We feel very sad. We feel very, very sad that what the young men and women went out to demand for their legitimate right and protesting for what they feel was wrong, and some hoodlums hijack their good intention and turn the state to something that we did not expect, and leading to molestation, killings, and jailbreak, which completely is I'm sure, not the intention of the NSAS group, because I've been with them. I've joined them in 2 different meetings and rallies, and I know they are good people and they mean well, and they're actually demanding for what they feel is right for them. But from Friday, Saturday, Sunday to today, it took a completely different dimension. The hoodlums now hijack that and molesting people, killing, raping, and today you can see jailbreak. These definitely are not the same young men that I joined in coming and joining them to have almost 4.5 hours check.
Okay, all right. We saw all that happen, but what is the situation right now?
Yeah, it's a pathetic situation. This morning, the jailbreak, for instance, as I speak to you, I just come out from the Security Council meeting. Out of 1,398 inmates on both facilities, about 1,268 are at large. And that is not a number that you want to let out of prison. And most of them are hardened criminals. 1,258 are out. And about 1,835 are at large. While 5, we lost 5, and 13 have been recovered using the words that the correctional man just used now. And some police stations were also burned down. The Urban Market police station was not only burned down, ammunitions were carted away. But I'm a little bit happy this evening from the report from the Commissioner of Police that 6 AK-47 have been recovered, and they are still hunting for them, and some arrests already been made. So, and that is why we have to impose a 24 hours curfew, which is indefinite until the situation remains normal. And we have appealed to the NSAS people to discontinue, because this is now becoming a major problem for the entire state. And also we set up a 12-man judicial panel of inquiry to also look at the remote causes and the intention of the NSAS, collecting all their grievances for the purpose of looking into it. So we have appealed to them and strongly appealing to them for now to shield their swords and allow government to do those things that they are demanding. Because no matter what it takes, when you go to war, even in war situation, there must be a period where there must be ceasefire. So we are appealing to them now to be calm and allow government to look into their plight. Not even now that hoodlums have hijacked their intention, their good intention.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Governor. We wish Edo State government good luck as they go ahead with this wonderful movement.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
That was Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, speaking from Benin City. Now, the NSAS protests are taking another dimension as police stations and personnel are being attacked in some parts of the country. The situation has also halted vehicular movement and other economic activities as hoodlums take over in some affected areas. In this report, Kenneth Nanim compiled some of the updates.
The Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS, having been dissolved by President Muhammadu Buhari as demanded by the NSAS protesters, they are yet to leave the streets. Now the protest is turning violent in some parts of the country. Ubekon police station in Edo State was attacked by hoodlums during NSAS protest in the area and other parts of Edo State. At one of the protest venues in Habad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State, operatives of the Rapid Response Squad were also attacked with stones and other harmful objects. The personnel were said to have sustained injuries and their patrol vehicles damaged.
Hey, these people will shoot on. Oh my God.
While the protests persist in parts of the country, Kaduna State government has also set up a judicial commission of inquiry to investigate police unlawful conduct and brutality against citizens in compliance with the presidential directive.
Such an inquiry would also, along with other actions, help enthrone the principle that the police, as a prime law enforcement agency in Nigeria, must itself be governed by and uphold the rule of law.
The commission has 6 months to submit its report for necessary action.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Governors Forum and other groups have condemned the attack on Osun State Governor Boyega Oyetela and other law-abiding citizens and appealed to the NSAS protesters to give peace a chance and allow government some time to respond to their demands. The report.
As the Nigeria Governors Forum condemns the various attacks on law-abiding Nigerians and the wanton destruction of lives and property in the course of the NSAS protest across the country, it also urges the angry youths to leave the streets in order not to allow hoodlums take over the protests. The forum appeals for calm and expresses confidence in the ability of the panel of inquiry to dispense justice and pledge the commitment of government to safeguarding the lives and property of Nigerians. Also, Primate of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Henry Ndukuba, has added his voice appealing to the NSAS protesters to give peace a chance and allow government some time to respond to their demands.
These are issues that may not be dealt with a swing of a biro. I will plead with them for understanding. Having pressed the issue for now, let them also give the government opportunity to go home, go back to the drawing board, and within some few months, bring out a response.
The church is also appealing to government to approach the protest with wisdom and caution to avoid total breakdown of law and order.
Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, this Monday experienced mixed activities to the NSAS protest. Eliasu Onotu Yakubu reports that while the protest disrupted normal activities in some places, other parts of the city had its move.
It is rush hour Monday evening in the Federal Capital Territory after the close of work. And residents are here grappling with finding routes home due to the protests. Banex Plaza area in Wuse was one of the worst hit as the protesters blocked the major junction, leaving motorists stranded. Some parts of the city faced similar situation in the morning while reporting for work or business. From AYA, where the combined efforts of security operatives opened the road for motorists, to the CBN, NMPC towers, and parts of Wuse, the protesters disrupted normal activities.
The Commissioner of Police, CP Balachiruma, is calling for calm amongst protesters and is urging everyone to conduct themselves peacefully and remain law-abiding.
The FCT has, however, remained calm as residents cautiously observe the situation. Iliasu Onotuya Kobo, NTA News.
Now, the Coalition of Indigenous People of the Federal Capital Territory have appealed to the NSAS protesters to desist from blocking the roads. In view of this, the people have, through a peaceful protest, took their demands to the force headquarters in Abuja. Salihu Abdullahi was also there.
As the NSAS protest enters day 13 and a different dimension with negative consequences on socio-economic activities across the country, the indigenous people of the Federal Capital Territory want an end to these. Through their placards, they made their demand clear, which is urging the NSAS protesters not to take advantage and abuse the peaceful atmosphere being provided for them within and around Abuja.
At this point, we have been pushed to the wall. Nobody can go to work. Our mothers can not sell corn anymore. People can no longer go to their normal activities. Everybody have been caged. I don't understand.
Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of research and planning, Leye Oyebade, assured that the police is on top of every situation that will promote peace and urged them to be law-abiding.
We are going to look into your request and we are going to take appropriate action. You know the Inspector General of Police, he is going to take appropriate action. So I don't want you to go back and engage anybody. Tell all other residents to continue to conduct themselves in such a manner that they don't infringe into the fundamental human rights of other citizens.
The group promised not to relent in engaging stakeholders until NSAS protesters stop blocking the roads. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
You're watching the NTA Network News. We now pause for our first commercial break. Do stay with us.
If you run mad, we know waiting cause am. Every time na this phone. Have you gone to buy more units for light? Give me this phone. Ha! They don't finally get you. Enter store, you go see one pink nylon. Bring and come. If you try am. Now that chicken where they use corner look me. Now I want to. That one.
Oh! So now why you send me message when no get with this? Shate. Make yourself begin to enjoy credit and data. Berekete.
Introducing Berekete. Activate a new glow sale and get 600 Naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans. Find your first with Berekete. Glow Unlimited.
Nigeria has limitless potentials in every sector. A people of boundless creativity and zest for life. The hand on the plow is pushing towards domestic competence and self-sufficiency to boost our economy and mitigate the effects of the rampaging COVID-19. In these efforts at diversification, we need to grow what we eat, savor what we wear, use, and take pride in Nigerian products and services. Buy Nigerian goods to keep Nigerian money in the Nigerian economy. Patronize Nigerian services to create and keep Nigerian jobs. The campaign for the patronage of made in Nigerian products and services is by the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment.
For 55 years, Nigerian families have trusted Dettol to protect them from germs. Dettol has played a central role in building a healthy Nigeria, teaching school children around the country to wash their hands and maintain good hygiene, showing new and expectant mothers how to protect their infants from germs. With the government, Dettol has initiated Clean Niger to educate Nigerians on disease prevention practices, also donating resources in times of public health crisis, most recently with the COVID-19 pandemic. As we celebrate the Global Hand Washing Day 2020, Dettol remains committed to the goal of a healthy Nigeria. By washing our hands regularly, we can prevent the spread of illnesses, live full, happy lives.
The Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, cordially invites all stakeholders to the Phase 7 of the virtual commissioning of the following completed projects nationwide under the digital economy sector: Emergency Communication Center, Ekiti State; Flag off of National Adopted Village for Smart Agriculture, Ekiti State; School Knowledge Center, Ijaluke High School, Emre; Digital Awareness Projects for Public Secondary Schools, Methodist High School, Yaba, Lagos; Digital Awareness Projects for Public Secondary Schools, Bishop Okoye Girls Secondary School, Ukpo, Anambra State. Date 20th October 2020, time 11 a.m. These projects are in line with the priority areas of the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, Announcer.
And did I ever tell you about its price? It's economic and that's really nice. Good price, more smiles. That means more smiles. Good price, more smiles.
Dermatologically tested Bevan baby diapers makes babies happy with elastic side bands, breathable external layers, barrier to help prevent leakage, and makes families happy with its affordable price.
Congratulations on this historic occasion of the official commissioning of the MPF Pensions House, Abuja, by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, on Tuesday, 20th October 2020. We, the board and management of Lubel Nigeria Limited, main contractors of the project, felicitate with the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, NPM MNI, the Chairman, Board and Management of MPF Pensions Limited, over this breathtaking achievement. We are indeed elated to be part of this incredible feat, a magnificent gift from the Nigeria Police to the nation. Announcer, Architect Unisa Yakubu, Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Lubel Nigeria Limited.
Nigeria is a rich nation of green land, rich resources, countless crops and commodities sufficient to feed and provide a means of livelihood for her teeming population. Chin up, Nigeria, the giant of Africa. Exciting times are here. We can be self-reliant and grow our economy if we work together to explore our potential. It takes a whole nation. Let us get involved. Buy Nigerian to grow Nigeria.
Welcome back as we now go to the petroleum sector, where indigenous companies in Nigeria have continued to deepen their activities in the oil and gas sector with the signing into law of the Nigerian Local Content Act. Minister of State Petroleum Resources Timothy Silva, who visited Lee Engineering and Construction Limited in Delta State, says the federal government will intensify partnerships with indigenous companies across the oil and gas value chain. Lydia Sampson tells us more.
Till now, oil and gas sector operations in Nigeria were dominated by foreign firms. The narrative has since changed with the introduction of the local content, necessitating the visit by the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Timi Silva, to Delta State on a visit to Lee Engineering and Construction Company. During the tour, the minister and his entourage commended the organization for what he called quality facilities and justification of government local content that Nigerian companies will excel when given a level playing ground.
They started by supplying, and they've now graduated to the point where they are beginning to produce and to build factories, and that is where Nigeria has to get to. We completely support them, and whatever we can do as government to support the growth of Lee Engineering will be done.
Managing Director, Lee Engineering and Construction Company, gave a dossier of the company, stressing that the ultra-modern manufacturing and fabrication workshop under construction will manufacture tanks, pressure vessels, as well as other oil and gas equipment when operational.
We have trained a lot of people, invest a lot of money in training, a lot of money in technology transfer. So the place needs to be fully utilized by the government. As long as the country is an oil-producing country, I don't see any reason why we will not be patronized.
He assured that the facility will be completed in 7 months and is expected to be inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
And the Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF, says it will continue to engage qualified Nigerians through its local scholarships to domesticate international oil and gas best practices in Nigeria. The executive secretary of the organization said these are the documentation of 594 awardees of 8 local scholarships in Abuja. Once again, Lydia Sampson reports.
Osuari Sedomogum is a chemical engineer. She's among others who qualified for the PTDF local scholarship. Patience is pursuing a PhD in chemical engineering, and she believes in contributing her quota in making society better through her research findings.
My research is to produce a nanocomposite that will be used for the treatment of wastewater. Pollution has been a major threat in the most recent time, and access to fresh water is becoming a challenge.
Patience is not alone, as the awardees painstakingly selected are considered the best in their discipline. Osman Bello with the ATBU Bauchi is also determined to contribute to mitigating environmental pollution.
Intend to work on using locally available materials to use it as a solvent material for oil spill clean-off.
The Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF, as a federal government agency, has the mandate of developing indigenous human capacity and petroleum technology to meet the needs of the oil and gas. This platform therefore provides the likes of Patience Osuari, Osman Bello, and other awardees an opportunity to realize their dreams. For the executive secretary, the organization's local scholarship is taking center stage to deepen Nigeria's technological development and impact.
We selected 20 per state of the federation, including the FCT. And for the masters, we selected 10 students per state. And then for the PhDs, we selected 5 students per state, including the FCT in all of these categories.
They urge different categories of awardees to sustain the excellence that led to their qualifications by being good ambassadors. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee has condoled the government and people of Kuwait over the passing of His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jabal Al-Sabah on 29 September 2020. The committee, during its 23rd meeting, described the late Emir as an excellent leader with astute diplomacy and a loyal defender of OPEC, who led with great dignity, generosity and kindness. The committee has also reviewed the monthly reports of its Joint Technical Committee and developments in the global oil market since its last meeting on 17th September 2020, as well as considered market prospects for 2021. Emphasis was paid on the ongoing positive contributions of the Declaration of Cooperation in supporting a rebalancing of the global oil market in line with the historic decisions taken at the 10th Extraordinary OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting on 12 April 2020 to adjust downwards overall crude oil production. It also acknowledged the unanimous decisions taken at the 179th meeting of the OPEC conference and the 11th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting earlier in the year, and reaffirmed the commitments of all participating countries to achieve full conformity and make up for any shortfalls on the compensation plans presented for an extended period through December 2020. Now, from oil and gas to health, the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has warned that end-SARS protests could lead to a spike in COVID-19 cases, as protest venues are potential avenues for community spread of the virus. Chairman of the task force and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boaz Mustafa, has therefore appealed to the protesting youths to vacate the streets in the interest of public health. Metara Iben reports on Monday's briefing in Abuja.
Typical of the end-SARS protests. Large gatherings and mingling of persons despite the potential danger of contracting COVID-19. A development that the PTF fears could undermine the gains Nigeria has recorded in the fight against COVID-19.
So I can say with a definitive voice that 2 weeks from today, get everybody that congregated in those places. We would definitely be contending with the increase in infections. We are at the stage of community transmission now. All these mass gatherings would only reinforce that transmission in our communities. And this is what we must avoid.
Ahead of the reopening of NYC orientation camps, WHO-approved rapid diagnostic test kits will be deployed nationwide by the NCDC to test core members for COVID-19.
So as you come into camp, you will be tested. If you are positive based on the rapid antigen, straight away you'll be excluded. If you are negative, we will wait for the PCR test, which we know is a lot more sensitive and will take 2-3 days to come back. And then if you are positive, you will be excluded from camp and you will be taken into isolation and managed appropriately.
Nigeria's COVID-19 case fatality rate is now put at less than 2%, with less than 4,000 active cases nationwide. But the PTF is quick to caution it should not be an excuse for carefree attitude.
In fact, the chairman of the Presidential Task Force, Boaz Mustafa, says though Nigeria has flattened the curve, everyone must take responsibility to prevent a resurgence of COVID-19 cases. In Abuja, Metara Iben, NTA News.
Adeola is in Lagos with more reports. Hello, Adeola.
Hello, Kenny. Good to see you. Nigeria's foremost fruit juice brand, Chivita, has called on citizens to be more concerned about their health and nutrition by consuming the right vitamins and minerals to boost their immune system to protect them against COVID-19. This was at the second edition of Chivita World Juice Day celebration in Lagos. Imolia Yotokede has the details.
According to the Compass 2019 report, Nigeria is one of the countries with the lowest per capita fruit juice consumption in the world. In view of this, Chivita, in a virtual conference, brought together health experts and nutritionists to sensitize the public about the values and benefits of healthy living, as well as the importance of fruit juice consumption on a daily basis.
If you talk to most doctors, etc., the common theme that you keep hearing is about how do you strengthen from within, and how do you choose healthy lifestyle, which is obviously a combination of getting the right amount of right diet, the right nutrition, the right exercise, the right sleep. But most importantly, how do you build it from within so that you can combat not only the COVID situation, but also a whole series of lifestyle diseases that we're seeing in the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We really believe that we can change this world one glass at a time.
So 100% fruit juice, especially orange juice, is a valuable source of nutrients that are bioactive, such as carotenoids and flavonoids. So we also have, apart from orange, we have pineapple, we have apple, we have grapes, we have lychee. They are all excellent sources of vitamin C.
With the theme, Fruit Juice, the smart secret for boosting your immunity, the company says this has become pertinent, especially now that hygiene and a strong immune system are key to staying healthy.
We started these conversations. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback thus far, and we're confident that we want to continue the conversations.
So we make sure that every time we keep improving in our relationship with our stakeholders, make sure that what we do will also help in improving our products that goes out to consumers. And that is why we're number one in the industry.
Celebrated on October 17 every year, the day is aimed at fostering a juice drinking culture among Nigerians. In Lagos, Imoliayo Tokide, NTA News.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has set up a 7-man panel of inquiry to investigate reported cases of alleged police brutality and extrajudicial killings leveled against the defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS. Nusa Osula reports that the governor also paid a visit to the bereaved family of the driver killed by stray bullet last Monday in Surulere.
The panel, which is headed by retired Justice Doris Okuwobi, will immediately commence inaugural sitting, which will last for 6 months and is mandated to thoroughly investigate all verifiable claims of abuses and fatalities arising from SARS engagement in the state, with the objective to bring erring officers to justice and get compensation for the victims. The governor made it clear that the primary objective of the 7-man judicial panel was to investigate and bring justice to innocent Nigerians who lost their lives in a questionable manner through the operations of SARS officers in the state.
We expect the panel to judiciously use its powers to ensure that all necessary parties appear before it to testify. The members of the panel have the mandate to ensure that the rule of law prevails.
In her remarks, Chairman of the panel, retired Justice Doris Okuwobi, thanked the governor for giving members the opportunity to serve the people, promising that she and her team would be focused by ensuring that they do their job diligently and speedily to investigate verifiable cases of abuses, brutality and human rights violation by SARS operatives in the state. Meanwhile, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu had earlier visited the widow of the driver hit by stray bullets during the last Monday demonstration by youths in Surulere for the dissolution of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. The governor, who was received by family members, commiserated with the family over the incident, assuring them that the perpetrators would be brought to book. In Lagos, Nusa Osula, NTA News.
There are more stories on inauguration of panels of inquiry on police brutality with Caleb Goshin in Jos after this break. Stay with us.
We don't almost reach, Abby. Okay. Guys, the mechanic is almost here.
Madam.
So what do you think is wrong?
Madam, no be smart way they worry this your bike. Carburetor and radiator, you don't pafuka. If you want to fix that. 50,000.
I guess I have no choice. Give me size 10 Allen Q.
Madam, the top don't spoil now. You need to buy new one. New one at 16,000.
Thanks for the help, guys. I'll be on my way now. For renting your tools.
You've never done before. Find your first with these mega data plans. Dial *777#.
Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies for all-night dryness and comfort. Help Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies for all-night dryness and comfort.
Then go here. Mary, how many times have I'm going to put yourself.
Save more for later by adding voluntary contributions to your retirement savings account with Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers. Call 012-716,000 to open a Stanbic IBTC pension account today. Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Before, malaria they knock me basbos, and then one day I go pharmacy.
Have you tried Malact? Malact is the effective malaria medicine from May and Baker, makers of quality medicines for over 75 years. Malact contains a combination active drug called dihydroartemisinin piperacin, which keeps working in your body for up to 6 weeks, stopping the malaria parasite from knocking you down. This is why Malact is your control button against malaria.
Now 3 tablets I take every day for 3 days.
Now so Malact give malaria boy one time. Now my head be malaria. I go punch my own back.
Malact, your control button against malaria. Available in pharmacies near you.
Available in stores at 18 naira.
There are no small beginnings, only stepping stones to bigger things. That's our philosophy at Premium Pension. And so no matter the size of your money, our team of expert fund managers invested wisely and actively to make sure your money is always working as hard as you do. After all, the things we're building today can help shape your future in the long run. And with the right partner by your side, the one thing you're sure to do is soar. Premium Pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Welcome back to the news, and this is Jos. Governor Simon Lalong has appealed to the End SARS protesters to vacate the streets and direct their grievances to the judiciary for their cases to be investigated so that they can obtain justice. The governor made the appeal while inaugurating a 7-man judicial panel of inquiry on police brutality and other related extrajudicial killings in Plateau State. Priscilla Grubnan reports.
In the last 10 days, there have been protestations across the states of the country over perceived injustice in activities of the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad in the country. Plateau State is therefore keen into recommendations of the federal government with inauguration of this 7-man panel of inquiry with a view to ensuring that victims get justice. Governor Lalong said government is willing to continue the process of dialogue and engagements with leaders and representatives of the protesters to ensure their demands are met, and urged them not to undermine government's efforts in this direction.
The continual blocking of roads and denying other law-abiding citizens access to their offices and business destinations is hurting the economy of the state and will at the end be counterproductive, particularly now that we are trying to recover from the impact of COVID-19.
Chairman of the Commission, Justice Philomena Lord, retired, pledged commitment of the panel to work diligently and thoroughly for justice to be served.
Looking at the composition, there are people that are hardworking, and I know, Your Excellency, we will make you proud.
The panel has 6 months to complete and submit its assignment. In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
Following recent attacks in some parts of Plateau State, which resulted in loss of lives and property, farmers and herders are interacting to chart a course for the return of peaceful coexistence for the development of the state and nation. The report. Essential in human and societal development, hence the priority accorded it by well-meaning individuals and societies across the globe. The pain of losing loved ones and property can only be imagined, and this, the lead convener of this meeting, along with his partners, are committed to finding solutions to.
People should go back home and start talking to all the people that are under them, the communities and all the rest. Also awaken our military and our police and our DSS that their intelligent parts should actually work to fish the criminals, and then the locals should help them with intelligence information.
Human life is sacred. We have been preaching and preaching and preaching.
Let me say that there is no conflict that cannot be resolved. It still lies in the hands of the parties involved to resolve to live in peace.
As the meeting prepared the ground for a heart-to-heart discussion to allow members make bare their minds on the way forward, one word that remained constant is peace. The meeting had representatives from Bassa, Jos North, Jos South, Barkinladi, Riom, and Bokos local government areas. Network News will continue with Kene in Abuja. Good evening.
Thank you, Caleb. The Directorate of Defense Media Operations, DMO, says the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole has neutralized several Boko Haram terrorists and destroyed some of their structures at Silala, near Kaza, in the Dikwa General Area of Borno State. DMO Coordinator Major General John Nenche says the airstrikes were executed under subsidiary Operation Wutaratapki on 18 October 2020 after aerial surveillance missions showed significant number of terrorists and logistics items at the location. Nigerian Air Force fighter jets and helicopter gunships dispatched by the Air Task Force engaged the location, scoring accurate hits in the target area, neutralizing several Boko Haram terrorists, as well as destroying some of their structures. The Senate Committee on Air Force has commenced its oversight for the 2020 budget by visiting the Chief of the Air Staff to critically assess the progress and challenges of the Nigerian Air Force with a view to boosting the current level of support. Defense correspondent Najatu Tijani reports.
Air power is the hallmark of the Nigerian Air Force, deployed in the northeast and where needed. It is one of the areas being assessed by the Senate Committee on Air Force. As the Nigerian Air Force presents its scorecard, including the formation of new units, activation of grounded platforms, and other progress reports, the observations begin.
Achievement was made possible through modern equipment.
But happily enough, I'm sure, Mr. President, having taken stock of your contribution, will not have regretted every support he has given to this service in the discharge of its constitutional responsibility.
I want to particularly appreciate you with regards to the Air Force Institute of Technology in Governor, which is today a degree awarding as well as a diploma awarding institution. Without the support of the National Assembly, there's no way we would have been able to achieve what we have achieved in the last few years. Today we have the flag of the Air Force flying in more units in Nigeria than we had in 2015.
One of the recurring issues which comes up concerning national security is that the evolving nature of security threats has necessitated evolving strategies to deal with the current situation. The Nigerian Air Force has the highest capital expenditure ceiling allocation among parastatals in the Ministry of Defense, with a higher percentage of 59.86%. The chairman of the committee commends the Nigerian Air Force for its efforts and promises sustained support in line with the federal government master plan of boosting national security. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Let's take one more commercial break on the news. Stay with us.
Like every mother, I'm worried about dangerous insects, especially mosquitoes, which spread diseases like malaria to my loved ones. This year, I'm not afraid. I'm using new Mortein Insta-Kill. New Mortein Insta-Kill's improved formulation knocks down mosquitoes 2 times faster. Not even a single mosquito is spared, because even one mosquito bite can cause malaria. Mortein Insta knocks down mosquitoes 2 times faster.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam. The regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes.
To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow! Now I'm convinced, Helen Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that she's part of the mission, the next house is yours.
For over 70 years, we've protected our homes against germs together. And now is no different. So let's disinfect and protect our floors and surfaces every day. Dettol. Protect what's worth fighting for.
Welcome back. Guineans are still awaiting the result of Sunday's presidential election as vote counting is underway in the West African nation. Our correspondent Namdi Odibo is still keeping watch over the development in that country. He joins us now on the phone. Namdi, what do we know for sure on the results being expected?
When you said in your intro that Guineans are still awaiting the results of the election, because as a matter of fact, that is exactly what the situation is. Us are still getting the results, and we do know that by law, the results must be declared 72 hours after polls, and that is done by the Electoral Commission, by the Constitutional Court. Well, there's a making the round now that the opposition leader, the candidate of the UFDG, that is the former Prime Minister Selo Diallo, already preempted the announcements by the Electoral Commission and the Constitutional Court by going ahead to declare himself winner of the election. Well, we can state that there is no official result yet, not by the Electoral Commission, not by the Constitutional Court, and by law, that action is null and void and is of no effect and of no consequence. Therefore, unlawful and has been dismissed by the Electoral Commission.
Okay, but what are election observer groups like the ECOWAS Mission, AU and EU saying at this point?
Well, the bodies like the ECOWAS Commission, before the votes proper on Sunday, already had already started moves and some of collaboration with international observers or observer missions like the EU, like the AU, African Union, that is. Well, and I do know that now ECOWAS Commission, ECOWAS in Guinea has met earlier sometime tomorrow, but then they've been calling for calm and patience to hold on for results to be officially declared by the appropriate bodies and agencies in charge. And the EU, AU, and other similar bodies have also called for calm, urging the people, urging Guineans generally to also, exercise some patience and wait for to be announced officially. They're also calling for the RPG and the UFDG to also, refrain from violence.
Okay, Namde, thanks for the update. We expect more news from Conakry as events unfold. All right, our sports update is next.
The president of the Nigerian Olympic Committee, Habu Gomel, has reassured the committee's commitment to ensure that Team Nigeria make podium finishes at the forthcoming Tokyo Olympics. Gomel, who stated this in Abuja when the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria paid him a courtesy visit to know the level of preparation of Team Nigeria going into the games, declared that the Nigerian Olympic Committee will work with the Ministry of Youth and Sports as well as necessary stakeholders to ensure the success of Team Nigeria in Tokyo.
It is going to be one of the best games. So we don't have any problem. In Nigeria here, we are well enlightened. We are all aware the NOC is busy working.
In another development, the 2020 Prudent Energy Handball League is scheduled to hold from the 23rd to the 6th of November at the Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, following the approval of the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development on the resumption of contact sports. The Handball Federation of Nigeria has been working closely with the ministry to ensure the date is feasible with strict compliance with COVID-19 protocols.
Our teams are ready. We probably will be among the very first people to go and launch the reopening of the sporting activities.
FCT athletes to the 19th National Sports Festival in Abuja have assured of better performance at the 20th edition in Edo State, irrespective of when it's been rescheduled. The elated athletes made the assurance at an award ceremony held at the Old Parade Ground, Area 10, Abuja, where they were rewarded with cash prizes nearly 2 years after the sporting fiesta.
A dream comes true to each and every one athlete representing FCT. We are all happy.
Meanwhile, the Director of Sports, Dilichuku Oyedema, was officially sent forth after 35 years of service.
I know all the areas that are lacking in terms of combat sport, in terms of racket games, in terms of team sports.
On the foreign scene, the English Premier League returns after the international break with interesting matches in Week 5 of the league on Sunday. It will be Sheffield United against Fulham. Crystal Palace plays host to Brighton. With Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
Let's check out the weather report for Tuesday.
Joining us. Tuesday morning is expected to be dry with sunny spells over the north and central region, while the southern cities will be mostly cloudy with chances of thunderstorms over parts of Port Harcourt, Calabar and Eke. The afternoon hours looks good for afternoon activities with isolated thunderstorms expected across the stretch of the southern region. Jos, Lokoja, Abuja and Niger Axis should see some late afternoon thunderstorms as well. To the northern region, Kaduna, Sokoto and southern part of Kebbi should also experience light thunderstorms. And that's our bit from here. I'll see you again.
That's NTA Network News tonight. Many thanks to you for watching. My name is Kenan Ima Abodike. Enjoy your night. Bye-bye.